You work from your laptop. Your income comes online, but your life doesn't have to be expensive, cold, or stressful. The real question is not whether you can work from anywhere in the world, but where you can live better, more peacefully, and more cheaply without sacrificing work, internet, and a normal daily routine. More and more people are working remotely. Programmers, traders, designers, influencers, freelancers. But few choose their location wisely. In this video, I will show you 8 real destinations where you can live for several months, work online, and enjoy a quality of life that costs twice as much in Western Europe. We will only talk about real numbers: rent, food, internet, living conditions. And at the end, there will be a bonus: how to tell if a country is good for remote work or just looks good on the internet. Tenerife. Tenerife is one of the most stable and predictable bases for remote work in Europe. The reason is simple: European infrastructure plus mild climate plus lower costs compared to the continent. The island is part of Spain and the European Union, which means security, healthcare, good administration, and a stable internet network. At the same time, the climate is moderate all year round. Temperatures rarely fall below 18 degrees or exceed 28, making it suitable for long stays and permanent work. Tenerife is not a place for parties and a noisy social life like a big city. It is a working base for people who want rhythm, tranquility, and focus. Cafes with good internet are everywhere, and in larger cities such as Santa Cruz and La Laguna, there are also co-working spaces. Important note: rents vary greatly depending on the area and season. The southern part is more touristy and more expensive, while the northern part is quieter and more suitable for living and working. Thailand. Thailand is one of the world's most established destinations for people who work remotely. The reason is not its exoticism, but rather the combination of low costs, stable internet, and a well-developed environment for online work. Cities such as Chiang Mai and Bangkok have been attracting programmers, freelancers, and online entrepreneurs for years. There is a clear rhythm there: cafes with fast internet, co-working spaces, apartments for long-term rent, and a community of people with a similar lifestyle. Thailand is also convenient from a practical point of view. Food is cheap and available everywhere, transport is well-developed, and everyday services are inexpensive compared to Europe and the United States. This allows you to live comfortably without having to optimize every expense. Important note: Thailand is not the same everywhere. Resort areas and islands are more expensive and less suitable for focused work. City centers and the northern part of the country are much more balanced for long stays. Vietnam. Vietnam is the logical next step after Thailand for people who want even lower costs without sacrificing internet and urban environment. In recent years, the country has become a stable base for remote work, especially in large cities. Ho Chi Minh City and Hanoi are the most suitable for work. Both cities have fast and reliable internet, a developed cafe culture, and an increasingly distinct community of people who work online. Life is dynamic but predictable. Everything is close by, services are cheap, and everyday life does not require complex logistics. The big advantage of Vietnam is that prices remain low even in central neighborhoods. This allows you to live comfortably without compromising on housing or food. At the same time, the country is not a resort. The pace is work-oriented, not holiday-oriented. An important note: traffic is heavy and noise is part of everyday life. For people looking for absolute silence, Vietnam can be stressful. For people who want energy and low costs, it works perfectly. Thailand and Vietnam are strong contenders, but they are different. However, if you want a place where the remote working community is the scene itself, the next stop is Indonesia. Indonesia, Bali. Bali is not just a destination, but an ecosystem for remote work. It is a place where the community of people working online is so large that the infrastructure has adapted entirely to it. Co-working spaces, medium-term rental apartments, cafes with fast internet, and services geared towards long stays. The most suitable areas for work are Canggu, Ubud, and parts of Seminyak. There, the internet is stable, there is a choice of modern accommodation, and a clear work rhythm. This is not Resort Bali, but working Bali. Important note: Bali is no longer cheap by Asian standards. Rental and service prices in popular areas have risen significantly. However, compared to Western Europe and the United States, the standard remains high for the money invested. Another key factor is the pace. Bali is suitable for people who work independently or in small teams and value flexible hours. For a strictly corporate environment with fixed hours, it can be distracting. Bali is a strong choice for people who want community and lifestyle, but if you're looking for a big city, culture, and the opportunity to work in an urban environment, the next stop is Latin America. Mexico. Mexico is one of the strongest destinations for remote work in the Western Hemisphere. The reason is the combination of large cities with good infrastructure, relatively low costs, and stable internet. The most suitable places to work are Mexico City, Guadalajara, and Playa del Carmen. Mexico City offers scale, cafes, co-working spaces, neighborhoods with a clear rhythm for work and cultural life outside of it. Playa del Carmen is smaller and more resort-like, but with an established scene for remote workers and stable internet. Important note, Mexico is highly neighborhood dependent. The difference between a good and an unsuitable area is huge. If you choose wisely, you get peace of mind, comfort, and security. If you choose poorly, you get the opposite. This is not a country where everywhere is the same. Costs are lower than in the United States and most major European cities, and food and services are affordable. The time zone is a big plus for people who work with North America. Mexico offers city life and scale, but if you want even lower costs and a clearer focus on work, the next stop is South America. Colombia. Colombia is one of the most practical destinations in Latin America for remote work. The reason is its stable urban infrastructure, good internet, and low costs, especially compared to the United States and Western Europe. The most suitable cities for work are Medellin and Bogotá. Medellin is preferred because of its moderate climate, compact urban layout, and well-developed community of people working online. Bogotá is larger and more dynamic, with more business opportunities and co-working spaces, but also with more intense traffic. Colombia is highly neighborhood dependent. In the right areas, the internet is stable and the environment is calm and suitable for work. In the wrong areas, it is not. This is a key condition for a good stay. A big plus is the time zone, which is convenient for working with North America. Food and services are affordable, and long-term rentals remain reasonable for the quality you get. Colombia is a strong urban base for work, but if you are looking for even lower costs and a different cultural environment, our next and final stop takes us to Africa. Kenya. There is something that no other destination on this list can offer: the opportunity to combine normal remote work with real wilderness, not decor. Nairobi is the technological center of East Africa. It is home to telecommunications, co-working spaces, modern residential complexes, and international companies. The official language is, guess what? English. You can literally go on safari for the weekend. National parks such as Masai Mara and Amboseli are hours away, not days. This is not a once-in-a-lifetime trip, but something that people living there do periodically. You work 5 days in an apartment with all the amenities. On Friday, you close your laptop. On Saturday, you're in the middle of the savannah, surrounded by wild animals and landscapes unlike anything else on this list. That's what makes Kenya different. It is not cheaper than Vietnam. It is not easier than Tenerife. But it is the only place where working life and wildlife exist so close to each other. Kenya shows how you can combine work and wildlife. But if you're looking for tropical islands and lower costs instead of the savannah, the next destination completely changes the pace. The Philippines. The Philippines is an underrated destination for remote work, mainly because it is not as popular as Thailand or Bali. The most popular choices are Cebu and Siargao. Cebu offers an urban environment with an airport, hospitals, and more reliable internet. Siargao is a slower island option for people who don't care for the urban rhythm. A big advantage is that English is widely spoken. This makes everything easier: renting, internet, services, and everyday communication. Adapting is much easier compared to other Asian countries. The cost of living is low. Food and rent outside tourist areas are affordable, and the standard of living allows for a normal life without a large budget. The visa regime is also a plus. Tourist visas can be extended on the spot, allowing for stays of several months. The internet is sufficient for work, although not perfect everywhere. The Philippines is a good choice for people looking for a cheap, exotic place that is easy to adapt to rather than luxury. Bonus: a mistake that costs remote workers dearly. Most people choose a country based on prices and views. The mistake is that they don't check the visa regime and the actual rules for staying there. Many of these countries seem perfect for working from a laptop, but you enter as a tourist. This means a limited stay, 30, 60, or 90 days, and the need to leave and re-enter. In some countries, this is tolerated, while in others, it is strictly monitored. The real hack is not to find the cheapest country, but the one where you can legally and comfortably stay for several months without constant stress. Before booking a ticket, check the visa, extensions, and rules. This saves money, nerves, and forced flights. Remote work is not a holiday, but it's not an office either. The best countries for this lifestyle are not just cheap. They give you balance, working internet, a tolerable pace, normal expenses, and the feeling that your life is not on hold. Tenerife, Thailand, Vietnam, Indonesia, Mexico, Colombia, Kenya, and the Philippines are all different. But they all have one thing in common: they allow you to work without feeling stuck. The question is not where is the cheapest, it's where you can live for a few months and not want to leave after the first one. If this video gives you a clearer idea of where and how you can work from anywhere in the world, subscribe to the channel. Here, we don't make wishful lists, but practical guides for real people. Write in the comments, which country from the video would you choose and why?